people's protest has been continuous in Bahrain for several days. As shown by these amateur videos diffused online, thousands of protesters have met daily since last Thursday on the Badaya motorway, connecting Shiite villages with Place de la Paix in the capital, Manama. The protesters' aims are to denounce the crackdown by authorities and to obtain immediate political change in the country. Peaceful gatherings at the Bahraini security forces were quick to disperse, employing violent methods. This is a claim made by several Twitter users, who declared that police in particular fired tear gas rounds at protesters to end the dissent. Strong-armed methods by security forces, which were filmed by several cyber activists, who then shared their images online. Videos showing police charging protesters, causing a vast wave of panic, with protesters running aimlessly while bullets whistle around them. Other amateur videos such as these seemingly show police beating up protesters during the dispersion, and to prove that security forces do not back off easily when stamping out dissent, this Twitter user published an image showing tear gas bomb cartridges used against protesters. Despite repression, the regime's opponents do not seem to wish to give in. They continue to use the web to urge citizens to join their struggle and diffuse these videos calling on Bahrainis to express their anger with the authorities by taking part in the dissent movement, which is growing in the country.
Christian Bale has been involved in an incident with the Chinese authorities. The actor was in Beijing last week promoting his new film and wanted to go and visit the blind activist and lawyer Chen Guangchen, who's been under house arrest for the past year for protesting against forced abortions in China. The Batman star was intercepted by police and government-backed guards and assaulted, as were the journalists with him. They were pushed and punched and their equipment was damaged, triggering a wave of support on Twitter. Chinese web users have taken to their country's Twitter equivalent Weibo. Rebel Pepper, for example, has dreamt up Panda Man, Batman's latest enemy. The artist has used the face of one of the policemen at the scene during the assault on Bale and has turned Panda Man into a symbol of the repression of activists in China. The Chinese government, somewhat embarrassed by the incident, is trying to censor any mention of it online. One of the journalists at the scene, Stephen Zhong, says they're trying to black out Batman. But blogger and activist Jay Shun says some good will come of the assault as it highlights how China suppresses freedom of expression and draws attention to the importance of securing certain rights. And campaigning for the lawyer continues. This petition demanding his freedom has been signed by over 7,400 people. And this other solidarity campaign is enjoying great success in China. Web users are asked to show they support the confined lawyer by posting photos of themselves wearing dark glasses online. As we can see in this footage filmed in Cairo, thousands of women took to the streets of the Egyptian capital on Tuesday to protest against the military's use of violence against protesters, and more specifically female protesters, at anti-military demonstrations across the country in recent weeks. Reports of this unprecedented mobilization are being relayed on the web. At the root of this latest rally is this shocking video which has been circulated all over the web and met with outrage and condemnation. It was filmed last week during a demonstration to protest against continued military rule since Hosni Mubarak's fall from power. The footage is extremely hard to stomach. We see soldiers drag a woman across the ground and beat her up. This disgusting act has prompted Egyptian women to openly voice outrage over the army's treatment of protesters, an anger that's been relayed on Twitter, where users have been sharing the slogans chanted by female activists on Tuesday, expressing solidarity with victims of the army's brutality and calling for an end to military rule. And a lot of men joined the women on the streets to protest against the authorities. As we can see in numerous pieces of amateur footage posted online, they formed giant human chains around the women to protect them from soldiers and potential beatings. In this video, a couple of Polish musicians play an extract from the famous Nutcracker ballet by Russian composer Tchaikovsky on crystal glasses. The stunning performance took place during a recent chamber music festival in Bologna, Italy, and is available to view on a number of video sharing platforms.